He is willing to invest his time and his money. Now, let me start with money because we talked a little bit about time and I'm going to add some more to it. But let's focus on money for a second. Now, when I say he's willing to invest money, I'm not saying he's going to be your sugar daddy, essentially, your ATM, all right, and just hand you all the money that you want and take you shopping and on lavish trips. Not every man has those resources, okay? However, even just going on dates and spending and paying for things, it shows a seriousness about you, about his interest in you, all right? Now, I understand, I can already hear some of y'all saying there's plenty of men who spend money and they're not trying to do anything but have fun, have sex, or whatever. This is true. And this is why when you hear lists like this, you just don't take one thing. It's a combination. It should be all of these things, all right? If a man wants to commit to you, he's not just going to be the guy who gives you some time and some money, but then he doesn't want to learn more about you. Then that means he's not really serious about commitment. He's not going to, I'm losing my train of thought. Forget it. Let's just get back to the point. The point is you've got to see all these things to say, okay, it's real, rather than just taking one here, one there. But getting back to investing the money, you have to understand that time and money is a very precious thing to most men. There are some men out there who, maybe because they have tons of resources, may spend their money more freely, may be less concerned about how much they spend on a day, how much they give you, all these things. That's the lifestyle they live. But that's not the typical man. The typical man does not have money to just be throwing out frivolously. So for him to do that and give you his time is showing you that he's trying to invest in building something, all right? And he will have no problem doing that within his means. and I had to stress that because, again, I think sometimes unrealistic expectations are being placed on men who, it's not that they lack the desire or willingness, they're just not in that position yet. And you've got to be able to see the difference between someone who is willing to be generous with you, willing to make sure you're good, but again, maybe he doesn't have as much to give. And I always make the argument that the man who wants to commit to you, the man who's in love with you, all these different things, if he doesn't have the money to give, he will find other ways to pour into you. He will not just be there and take up space and be a burden. He will find ways to be an asset in your life because he cares about you. And the man's mentality is he wants to impress the woman that he's serious about. So naturally, he's going to find ways to put a smile on your face, to look good in your eyes. He wants to be that man that you look at and admire and revere in that way. So there will be the time, there will be the money. And again, as we talked about earlier, there will be the time because time is big for a lot of men as well. And so I think the key, though, with the time is you have to pay attention to, is it only on his time? Is it only at his convenience? The man who wants to commit to you is going to be more flexible for you. He's going to be willing to make some adjustments for you. Of course, there are some scenarios where adjustments are not possible. He just has no options there. But when he can, he will. And he won't just make excuses when you want to see him, but then when he wants to see you, he's going to, hold you to a certain standard. No, he's going to be more fair about it because he understands it's again, a two-way street. So pay close attention to that. But overall, he will definitely be willing to invest time and money.
Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there.
Everyone wants to be loved. Everyone wants to feel valued in a relationship, and they want reassurance that lets them know their partner feels as deeply about them as they do for their partner. But the reality is that